On today's 15 on 15, Casa di Torto, an old Aruban house, is being restored and given a new purpose. Plus, we explain why some people just can't eat fried food without gaining weight. This will be one of the lifestyle topics. And TEDx Binnenhof invites one of Aruba's very own to take center stage on a global movement of ideas. 15 on 15 starts right now. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Yentl Lieuw. A traditional house in downtown's Rancho area is being worked on. The transformation includes giving the space a modern twist. It is said that Casa di Torto will become a batido house, a business that sells local smoothies. Casa di Tortos are ancient houses that still exist on the island that is made of mud, cactus, and other ingredients. Different types of branches are used to bind the infrastructure together. Grass is another material used to build the house. The Monument Funds Aruba plans to maintain the structure of the old house, but modern touches will be given. Air conditioning for the space won't be necessary as the house will be constructed into the direction of the wind. Casa di Torto stands for Tradition, Culture, and Aruba, so the space will be used as a patito house. People will be able to enjoy Aruba's local smoothies inside a traditional Aruban house. And moving forward in other local news, if you have driven by downtown Main Street recently, you may be wondering why the fountains aren't on. It turns out Manbraca, the contractor for parts of Main Street, did not settle payment with the water fountain programmer. Here are the details. The water fountains on Plaza Yentl Lieuw, Plaza Chipi Chipi, and Plaza Nikki Habibe haven't been turned on for the past 2 months. Reason being, the programmer who installed the system for the water fountains has uninstalled it. According to the Department of Public Works, the government paid Manbraca for their work, but Manbraca failed to settle payment with the programmer for the water fountains. Reason being, the fountains no longer work. Manbraca is in the process of filing a lawsuit against the government. The contractor claims the government is not authorized to give them fines for the delays on the Main Street project. Instead, Manbraca believes they were entitled to a grace period to complete the work. Some bus passengers on the island have encountered rocks and other objects being thrown at them through the window while the bus is en route. Due to this, Arubus is now evaluating whether certain routes should be taken out of their itinerary. Last weekend, a few passengers were injured after taking the public bus. In some parts of San Nicolas, one being Yuanamorto, people on the side of the roads are chucking rocks and other objects at the bus when it passes by. The police is currently investigating the situation. In the meantime, Aruba's representatives are considering eliminating certain routes. They say bus passengers cannot be the victims of these intolerable actions. Switching gears, now that the Lieuw has taken over the Westin, the surrounding area is much dimmer than usual. Since the property is not in operation, there are no reasons for the lights to be turned on, of course, but this does pose as a concern. The pathways and corner streets tourists and locals usually walk through does not seem to be safe. Jim Heppel, the CEO of Ahata, says he has had discussions with the general manager of the Lieuw as well as the police force regarding the issue of safety surrounding the former Westin property.
Obviously, when the hotel was open, the exterior and certain passageways were lit. And of course, with the hotel entering into this renovation program, then some of that lighting is no longer there. And I spoke with the general manager of the Lieuw yesterday, and he and I were talking about this very issue, and Richard's aware of it. We're going to try and find a way to address it. Clearly, if you have a building which is not in operation, then there's no reason why you would have your lights on the inside. But maybe there's something that could be done with respect to ensuring the safety and security of the employees and the residents and any visitors in that particular area.
All stakeholders who are part of the Westin to Lieuw renovation process are involved in finding solutions for problems that may occur during this time period. Jim says the Lieuw has already begun recruiting former employees of the Westin.
Yeah, they've already hired. Richard tells me that they've already hired 5 in the maintenance department, and are talking with others. And clearly there's going to have to be some kind of security, some kind of maintenance of the building while they're going into this program. But as I say, it's very early days yet.
And on that note, we will be right back. Take a look to see what is coming up next. And welcome back from the break. Here's the start to your lifestyle segment. Some people simply cannot eat fried food without gaining weight. Well, a new study explains this kind of unfair theory. Researchers have discovered that eating fried food has a bigger impact on body mass index, also known as BMI, for people who are already at a high risk of obesity. Meaning people whose genes make them predisposed to being overweight or obese will likely gain the most weight from eating fried food. A study involving 37,000 men and women found eating fast food 4 or more times per week had twice the effect on BMI for the people with the highest genetic risk of obesity compared to the people with the lowest risk of obesity. So that basically explains why some people are able to eat fried food occasionally and still not gain a significant amount of weight, whereas others pack on extra pounds as soon as they start pounding, let's say, food truck snacks. All right, so fried food may not be the best thing to put in your mouth to keep skinny, but red chili peppers could be. This food is said to prevent overeating. Scientists at Maastricht University in the Netherlands asked people with an average age of 30 to put red chili peppers on certain foods, including pizza. Participants ate 30% less pizza after they had consumed a normal day's worth of spicy calories than when they hadn't eaten any of the spice. They also reported feeling fuller overall. Researchers say that chili peppers may help you prevent from eating too much due to their high pungency, but only if you're taking in a normal amount of calories to begin with. Since the peppers are so spicy, you tend to savor the flavor more, which helps you to slow down and eat less overall. And switching gears over to couple news, there are a few scientifically proven tips to have a longer, lasting, and happier relationship. For one, pretend you just met. Over time, couples tend to stop asking those exploratory get-to-know-you questions because they think they already understand each other. But people grow and learn, so this is not necessarily the case. Number 2, control your alcohol intake. Any relationship will be shaken and stirred by too much alcohol. But research suggests that young adults who drink heavily, meaning 4 or more drinks on one occasion for women, 5 or more for guys, are less likely to wed in the first place and may be at greater risk for early separation if they do. Last but certainly not least, nurture your friend's relationship. This is a good one. According to researchers, the breakup of a close pal's marriage increases your odds of splitting by as much as 75%. Some people may see another's divorce as permission to change their own life, so encourage your friends to stay together happily. You never know, you may generate reasons that also apply to your very own bond. And on that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. TED is a global set of conferences. The conferences center around a global movement on ideas. TED's motto is Ideas Worth Spreading. The website with online talks has received close to 2 billion page views. Aruba's Prime Minister Mike Eamon has been asked to step on stage to speak at TEDx Binnenhof. TED Conferences has had tremendous speakers of all kinds. Its global movement on ideas has taken the world by storm. In order to better understand the March 31st event Prime Minister Eamon will be speaking at, a Skype call was conducted with the representative of TEDx Netherlands.
Because usually TED is around technology, entertainment, design, but at TEDx Binnenhof we have shifted this focus. We are looking for solutions for global challenges, so huge challenges that we need to tackle, that we need to combat.
10 experts in total have been asked to speak.
For example, we have Professor Bert Beckhuizen. He's a world-renowned scientist, perhaps the most brilliant chemist on planet Earth right now. And he will present a solution to combat CO2. And he does this by chemistry, of course. And so all our speakers have this specific solution for a challenge. But what we saw was that we also needed a speaker who has a holistic vision.
This is where Prime Minister Mike Eamon comes in. It is his vision on sustainability that sparked TED's interest. The forum believes the Prime Minister will be able to tie together what the experts have to say.
Like a conductor for an orchestra consists of musicians, talented musicians, but it's the conductor who lets them play together and brings them to greater heights. And we believe that Mr. Eamon is such a conductor, somebody who has this integrated approach for this island, for Aruba, but also for other islands and other communities around the world.
Live streaming for the March 31st TEDx Binnenhof conference will be available. The representative from TEDx Netherlands says the event Prime Minister Mike Eamon will be speaking at hopes to inspire others to articulate their vision and help people realize potentials for their own community. That is our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back here on Friday night with a brand new edition of 15 on 15 starting 7:15 p.m. So we will see you then.